Comedy Film Nerds Podcast.
So, all right, overall,
a decent show.
a decent show.
Yes.
I think it was, obviously,
The same criticism as all the shows. Too long.
but that criticism, I've said this before. Let that the fuck go.
Yeah.
Don't act surprised when a show that's consistently 3.5, 4 hours is suddenly 3.5 or 4 hours. Like
yeah.
Every year it's like this.
Yeah.
Don't complain it's too long.
There's no attempt to make it shorter.
Don't.
None.
They'll certainly give lip service to it, that they're going to. It's like I'm a huge baseball guy, and now everybody's, we got to make the game shorter. We got to do this thing where you only one visit to the mound per inning, or you get a pitch clock. Dude, it's baseball. If you like baseball, watch a lot of it. If
Right.
you don't watch it. Right. But don't come and tell me that my sport is too long. Go watch something else that's short.
Yeah.
And same with the Oscars, man. You don't want a long-ass congratulatory self-backslapping show? Don't watch it.
Don't watch it.
Yeah.
It's
You know
the
what?
same as it is every year.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's never going to change.
Big speeches, self-congratulatory.
Yeah.
Well, look at how great we are.
Short shrift to some assistant costume person who wants to thank their mom.
Yeah.
The violin bow hits him in the mouth.
Yeah.
Literally, the fourth person who walks up to go, and I want to smash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a viola
And
crashed
a
over
bunch
her
of
neck.
social issues tangentially referenced.
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly somebody no one's ever heard of. So my mom, when she had can't da ba ba ba. Meanwhile,
Poor
Frances
girl.
McDormand just gets the fucking wax on,
Yeah.
and never acknowledged that it was all white women nominated in her category.
Frances McDormand puts her Oscar on the floor.
Yeah,
Yes.
The other women got to stand there and blaze through it like John Machida in a fucking trombone slide hits him in the head to get him off the fucking stage. Please, give these people their moment.
Well, let's start with the monologue. What did you think of the monologue?
I've never been a huge Jimmy Kimmel fan. I say that because I thought he did a fine job. I thought considering it's like 2 years ago we talked about Chris Rock, right? Whose monologue, when he was really bringing up, that was the big acknowledgement of the Oscar so white thing. And it was funny at first, and then as the show kind of wore on, it was too much.
Right.
He was just, everything was black, white, everything was, and I thought Jimmy Kimmel, handled this in the best way you could. I don't know. I'm that's why I say that I haven't ever watched him and gone, wow, he's awesome. But he's had these moments where he's fought a good fight for certain things, like when he took the side for Conan O'Brien. That was, I'll
Right.
give him credit for that. And what he's doing with healthcare with his child.
Yes.
But that being said, I don't watch late night TV because I think it's a dead fucking medium. I think every time I watch any late night show, it's like, oh, I'm in a TV museum.
So, some would say that about the Oscars.
Right.
It's a
Right.
dead medium. You know what I mean? It's just, and I find myself floating in that a little bit. You know what I mean? Where I watched because I'm doing the show. I'm not joking.
Right.
I haven't watched
Right.
the last 2 years. I used to go to parties all the time. We used to have ballots and Oscar pool, and it was really fun. But as I fell off, being friends with a lot of people or whatever, or getting invited to those parties, I found myself not really caring as much.
Watching the Oscars is going to become a niche market.
It really is. And I got to say, I don't know this year, like in years past, I've watched the SAG Awards and the Golden Globes and everything to, keep abreast because of the show that we do. This year I didn't. I had fun watching it. Doing the live stream was cool.
Yeah.
And a lot of people watching the live stream saying, this is the only reason I'm watching the Oscars.
Right.
And I got to tell you, if we weren't doing this show, I don't know. I love going to the movies, but I wouldn't be rushed. I wouldn't see a movie every week.
Yeah.
I like going to the movie theaters. Like that's something I've always enjoyed doing, and I will.
Right.
Is this the final episode of Comedy?
Yeah, I was going to
Nerds?
say.
What the hell just happened?
It sounds like it's leading up to something. Yeah.
Big announcement, guys. I'm out.
But I hear what you're saying. Because you've been doing this show for 9 years now. It's been a while. It's been a minute, as they say, as young people will say.
yeah.
8 years. And
Divide
you
409 by 12. Or by 52.
but you change as guys. You know what I mean? You and I are talking. Your daughter's 13. Holy
I
God,
know.
that's ridiculous to me. I've changed as a person. We all change, and so you think you did this because you loved it and you love seeing movies and you were filmmakers and it really interested you. But then as you get older and maybe it doesn't so much anymore and other things take precedence, and it can lead you to kind of drift away a little bit. And so you may force yourself to be involved. And then, yeah, I know that's not the case because you love it so much, but the Oscars are the tangential part. I mean, movies are movies,
Right.
and you're always going to love movies.
We're always going to love movies.
But the Oscars is that weird circus part of it where you're like, well, I don't need to see this.
Exactly.
Really.
I don't need the Oscars to enjoy watching movies.
That's a great point. And I
Yeah.
feel the same way too. Like I watch the Oscars and, you know, some people make some good speeches and it's like, we've talked about this in the past. Like, hey, you've got all these people watching. Here's an opportunity to
You've got a soapbox.
bring a soapbox. And like, you know, certain documentary filmmakers, they're talking about what this subject or that subject, and it brings awareness, and I'm good. I'm glad for that. But, you know, it's hard. And we've talked about this in the past. I'm watching this show and we talked about it live Sunday. So good for Frances McDormand. Okay, let's hire more women. But it's hard to watch a bunch of millionaire, rich, white ladies with a shit ton of privilege wearing $30,000 in clothing and jewelry who have, I guarantee you, they're not cleaning their own houses. And the women of color cleaning their houses, do they give them...
But this gets to who you've become as a person, who you've
Sure, of
become as
course,
a guy.
of course.
Because honestly, let's not just limit it to rich white ladies. That room is full of Scrooge
everyone's
McDuck motherfuckers, which is fine, and that's the way it is. But that's what I'm saying. Maybe we don't need to see Scrooge McDuck motherfuckers give each other hand jobs once a
Right.
year, and for 4 hours. And so because that's what it turned me off 3 years ago, where I just kind of went, this is a.
I'm not going to let that criticism go that it's too long.
It's become and again it's the changes in me. I'm not saying they or whatever. It's tone deaf. It's a tone deaf because it's, you know, even some of the movies when you watch Three Billboards or whatever, you I'm sure when they were making Three Billboards they didn't think it was going to be problematic or tone deaf when it came out. But then when it did, because of changes in the world, you kind of looked at it with a jaundiced eye and went, ooh, hold on, the racist cop's the hero guy? You know what I mean? That kind of thing. So the world is moving so quickly now that I think it's affecting these things. And
Well, and also it takes so long to get a movie made. Like, you know, when you're making the movie, the social climate and atmosphere could be completely different than when it comes out.
Right.
yeah.
So those
That's
things,
exactly,
yeah.
absolutely. And so the same with the ceremony. You know, because we've been hearing about the Me Too and the What's Up, or not What's Up, Time's Up.
Yeah.
The
What's up?
Hashtag
What's up?
Hashtag what's up?
the Bud guys are coming back in a big way. But then they do. But again, and those are all unbelievably important things, clearly in the real world as well as in the Hollywood world. But then they give you a 5.5 minute black and white somber cello music bullshit thing where they bring out Annabelle Sciorra for her first public appearance and she's with Ashley Judd and Salma Hayek and we're like, oh, well, we might know you guys are together for this. And then they throw it to the taped clip and you just go, that's it? That's all you did? I mean, I don't expect them to change the world in that instance, but it almost seems like even doing that small amount, which they might think is a big amount, is short shrift to a problem that's eating the world.
Yeah, and it's also too, I mean, like you say, we've changed. Like I, in the last year, have become way more of a socialist.
Wait, what? Hold on a second. You?
And so I'm just like,
None of us have noticed that,
I know.
Graham.
No.
this hasn't permeated every corner of my life.
You palm striked your local congressman and put a Lenin stamp on his head. I didn't know that when I saw that was happening. I thought it was a bit, but I mean, good for you.
But no, so I'm sitting there and it's I'm looking at everything like, you know, there's a lot of people, you know, 60% of Americans don't have $1,000 in savings. And
Yes.
as you say, I'm watching a bunch of millionaires of all ethnicities. Everyone in that room is a privileged fucking millionaire.
But they also can't win because if they go and they try to draw attention to the plight of the poor and the masses, then the anonymous trolls and roaches and everybody else on Twitter will go, oh yeah, you hide behind your big walls with your armed guards, you Hollywood phonies and you liberals.
Well, no,
like
no.
they can't win, dude, even if they reach
no,
out.
you can't win against the fucking idiot trolls on the internet.
True.
Fuck them. I don't put them into the equation. I will
Right.
say this though, they can win in terms of their own hypocrisy. If you're going to sit there and none of them are like, I sold my $10 million home and I live in a nice $1 million condo and I gave $9 million. None of them are doing that.
But why should they have to? Yeah, I saw your eyebrows go up. I saw your eyebrows
They
go up.
absolutely
Because I still have a foot in the old world. I do. They made it. They earned it, and that's what the market will bear.
Then here's the thing. Then just do that. Then just how are they better? The Republicans, the conservatives. That's just
this is a movie podcast.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
You brought the show. You brought it up. So and if they're going to sit there and say, I'm fighting for this cause and this cause and this cause, great. But this one, nah, that one cuts into my summer home. Fuck you. You know what I mean?
Who said that? I mean, I don't know who said that or who did that. I mean,
I
don't know
think you
what
have to
people...
look at it as sometimes in a broader sense that any good is good. Like if Brad Pitt or Angelina Jolie are going to poor areas in Africa and bringing the cameras with them, it's good. There's
you bring a couple of kids home with you.
Yeah,
it's fine. It's
but all that stuff is good. Now, is there hypocrisy? Of course there is. But at the same time, we're watching the Oscars, and we were talking about this during the live stream. It's like it's almost like baby steps. We're moving in the right direction with
Baby
social
Steps
awareness.
Lost, correct? Wasn't it? It was when
I
believe it lost. Unfortunately,
it did. It was one of the short films. So I think it's good, but yeah, of course there's hypocrisy. Of course, Oscars are going to constantly get. The
last time we had a Native American presenter on stage was one that wasn't scheduled. Prior to West Study, it was Sasha Littlefeather when she took the award for Marlon Brando.
Yeah, and what is she doing up there? You're not supposed to be there. You weren't invited.
Yeah.
What's Brando doing? Get off your island and accept your award, you fuck. What are you supposed to be, fancy?
Get off your island.
And also, why is Brando off the hook? Brando sent a fucking Indian to get his goddamn award. You sent a Native American? Well, aren't you just a slave owner yourself, Brando? I indict you, sir.
No, now you're just being a troll and you're just finding ridiculous arguments because you know what I'm saying is correct. I'm
trying to be. I'm trying to have.
I'm not.
Fun.
I'm not having fun.
I know you're not. It's pretty clear.
So let's get into Best Picture.
By the way, West Study, is that his name?
Studi, yeah.
Studi.
After that performance, we're not getting another Native American for another 75 years.
Yeah, when he called out all of Hollywood for being pussies that aren't in the military.
No, and he couldn't read a teleprompter, and his jacket blinded me with its blueness.
Yeah.
Nice.
What did one of our guests say? Feathers and leathers? Was that when they have...
that's what Sheila Shalaki said is would like to see more. She's Native American. Would like to see more Native Americans on screen that aren't just in feathers and leathers.
Right.
Like that's a thing. Like, can we just be in a regular movie, not playing the Indian? You know what I mean?
We had Thunderheart.
That's Val
from
Kilmer,
the
right?
90s.
Yes,
wow.
yeah,
From
Val
1994. Boy, we're really...
I like that Chris had it locked and loaded, though. He's like, I hope to God this Native American thing comes up. Because I am going to drop a Thunderheart anvil in the middle of the fucking table.
Val Kilmer saved that...
The white guy playing the native. Man, great example, Chris.
I like
great example.
And then
he had a feather in his pocket or something, I'm sure. Why
My
not?
favorite part of that movie was that
Johnny Depp,
was
great Native American.
when he was with the Native American policeman, and Val Kilmer was the one that had the vision. So
there you go.
The white guy had the vision.
the white guy had the vision.
Not the native, not the actual Native American.
not
the
Native
white
American.
actor who's not really native.
Had
who's part
the
native
vision.
in the script. Had the vision. Perfect.
So the Oscars is frozen in amber. It just is. It's one of those things that's not going to, anything short of. I mean, it's what you are rooting for, which is anarchy and flipping of podiums and a campfire.
It's not what I said. It's not what I said.
Sounds to me
It's not what I said.
That's what I took from it. So
calling out rich people to give back more because there's a huge wage inequity, and I'm a godless hippie that wants to throw the podium.
I'm all for eat the rich. I mean, absolutely. Believe
Are
me,
you
I've
sure?
come
You
around-
just said otherwise. You just said she earned her right to sit in her fucking mansion.
Well, let's put it. If you get rich, it's a chance you take. You might get eaten, but I mean, the point is you can still get rich.
You might get eaten and rich.
Yeah.
So you could get.
I could be honest with you. I'd throw 30 years of rich in there if I got eaten at the end of it. I don't give a flying fuck. Go ahead, take me out. It's too late for me, but if at 20, if you'd have said, hey, man, you're going to have 30 fucking amazing rich years, and then at 50, you would get an apple in your mouth and throw you out a spit.
Right.
As long as you kill me before I'm on the spit, because I don't want to go Cornell Wild like fucking Naked Prey. I'm done. I'm in. Kill me and eat me if I'm
What did you think of Jimmy's monologue, Mike Schmidt?
That's the hardest job. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he can't do anything controversial.
Exactly.
He can't do anything cutting.
It was definitely safe, but it was like it wasn't crazy safe. Like it was like
Yeah.
it was
It
like
wasn't Jimmy Fallon safe.
No, it wasn't
Oh
Jimmy
my Christ,
Fallon safe. No. But
Jimmy
it was
Fallon would literally still be doing a soft shoe if he had hosted the Oscars.
Right.
We'd still
Yeah,
now the
yeah.
monologue's still going on. Him doing a weird dance and sipping water nervously.
So, but it was okay. It was, it's the Billy Crystal conundrum. It's like you got to get somebody who can, nudge and rub Hollywood a little bit, but not too hard. You can't make anything too controversial or too biting.
But that's why.
Or you'll have Ricky Gervais at the Golden Globes,
Right.
which I loved.
I love, but
Yeah.
they hated it because he
Yeah,
was like,
they hated
you
it.
guys are all a bunch of rich assholes.
Yeah, and Katie Holmes, I can't even look at you.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it was
Called out Mel
hilarious.
Gibson. He
Yeah,
said
yeah.
people that
So
work in TV are ugly.
yeah,
It's fucking
yeah.
fantastic.
I mean,
funny, but that's not what they want for that show.
That's not
It's
what
just
they want.
Clearly
No,
not
no,
what they
no,
want. Again,
no.
because nobody puts on their $30,000 ball gown to go and have that happen and get mocked to their face. Nobody does.
No, they want to
So-
hear the agent jokes and the producers dating, people dating younger women jokes.
Right.
They want to hear those jokes that they hear
there was
every year.
there was almost an Oscar pool of checklist of old jokes that that you literally hear at every single Oscar.
Yeah,
Right.
performance.
absolutely. Yeah,
So,
because I liked Chris. a couple
God
years
bless the
ago.
monologue
His
writer
monologue.
God bless the monologue writer from 20 years ago. He's still getting residuals because it's it's a lot of the same
the guy who
jokes
invented the
over.
Oscar construct
Yeah,
monologue.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
it's actually a template in your
Yeah.
final draft.
Right.
Oscar monologue.
It's them over and
Bruce
over again.
Valancha.
Yeah. So,
But
so I
it's
thought
just-
it was
it's-
okay. It was
well,
like
you have to be okay. You have to be safe. You
Right.
You do that little tweak, a little bit of that sparkle in your eye
You know.
nonsense, whatever. But this is why I think we've actually had this conversation before. When Hugh Jackman did it, turn it over to a guy like that. Let a guy do a song and dance man and do production numbers and
Right.
everything. And why not?
didn't
That's-
quite work with Seth MacFarlane. I mean, they didn't like him for sure
because he's not one of them.
Right, and he
Right.
also
He might be
pushed-
rich.
and he pushed things.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was probably one of the richest people in that room.
Exactly, but to them it doesn't matter. He's
Yeah,
not.
yeah.
He's not a star or any of that stuff.
And also, he
Jimmy Kimmel needs.
he did a song
Jimmy-
about "I Saw Your boobs," and then that was like, "Oh my God, did you hear what he did?"
Yeah.
That was like, "Oh."
Well, Jimmy
oh dear.
Kimmel needs all of these people to come on a show, and he needs these people that want to be interviewed by
Absolutely.
him. So he can't be too mean or biting. He
No,
can't
dude.
call anyone out in there.
It's a circle jerk, all of it.
Oh,
it just,
for
it just
sure,
kinda is.
for sure.
And
Did
so-
they announce he's going to do next year yet?
I don't know.
Well, Graham says there's no ceremony next year. we're putting torches
That
to
was
these
it.
people.
That was it. The last one.
We're going to add up all
so-
of our diamonds that we would have
But you-
worn.
you
We're
know
going to
what-
give it to people that
you know-
fucking work for a living.
You know what's interesting? It's
Well, hey, when can these people wear their blood diamonds in public? One night a
Right.
year. Give them a fucking break.
Yeah.
Right?
And they don't even have to buy them.
No,
they're
exactly.
given with the outfits.
I watch
So-
it and I go, I don't know why people hate America.
So.
You picture, come on.
Come on, we had a best. Now
they
wait a minute, we had a best foreign film category.
They
Now,
open
come
their
on.
infant bone jewelry box. They pull out some rouge out of their monkey skull called container. They rub it on their face. They throw on their blood diamonds. They come out and they have a good time.
Yeah.
They throw money to the poors. They feed them red vines at the theater next door and pretend like that's a bit, and everybody's happy. The fuck is that?
Which,
dude?
by the
Come
way,
on.
the other thing was it was just another take on the bit that he did last year.
Yes, it was.
It was. I'm
But
like,
listen. If
It's
you're gonna
funny.
have,
It was good.
if you're gonna
Mm-hmm.
have a group of celebrities go and visit the poors and bring them things, how do you miss the opportunity to bring cake?
right. And let them eat it. So monologue, meh, okay, but
Yeah.
but that's exactly
It's
what
just
we
yeah,
expected.
but that's all it's ever
Yeah.
going to be.
Right.
After Jude Law, almost quit Hollywood and show business because he got made fun of. Everybody went, "Oh, we
I
can't
know.
do that anymore."
Oh,
Yeah,
poor
dude,
Jude Law. Yeah, look how upset he got. I'll tell you, one of my favorite hosts always will be David Letterman.
I
when
loved it.
I
know because he'll tell you it's the worst thing he's ever done, and he hates it. But he
Yeah.
hates himself every time you hear him talk. It's such a drag. 'Cause
Shave the beard and fucking go to therapy. I'm tired of listening to a millionaire complain.
all right. First of all, the beard is the beard, and I totally get the beard because he's just like, hey, look, I shaved every day for fucking 40 years. I'm never doing it again. I'm never. So I'm on
Right.
board with the beard. But I
He's
just
got
listened to an
hillbilly
interview-
old comic beard.
Yeah, but I listened
I don't want
to
to see
him.
any more Civil War recreationists.
Yeah.
Just shave your goddamn face. I don't care what you're going through in
I
life.
like it. I think it's great. He's got Paul Shaver hiding in there occasionally to get to laugh. But I will say that hearing an interview because Letterman is a hero. He's literally the reason I'm talking to you guys. One of them. And but to hear him in an interview when anybody tells him he's good and him deflect and say no I'm not, it really gets frustrating because you go just Just
Embrace
accept 1
it.
ounce of courtesy. Just
Right.
we're trying to tell you how much you mean to us. I'm nobody. I'm nothing. I'm. Come on. I'm ignorant.
I'd like to talk to him and then turn it around when he does that. Go, you know what? Fucking put one in your mouth, old man. You fucking ruined comedy. Television's awful. You should kill yourself.
What
And that's-
happened to you?
Let's see if he fights back. See if he fights back.
Oh, I think he would actually. He's
That's
that
what I
guy.
would like to see. I would
God.
force him into fucking
God,
accepting
what
a
would you say to
compliment.
Ernie Kovacs?
Oh, I just had 3 monkeys come out and hit him with a mallet.
Ernie Kovacs. Nice reference.
Yeah.
Thunderheart, Ernie
Yeah,
Kovacs.
yeah. Oh,
You
I'm
guys
gonna,
are-
I'm, I'm
timely.
gonna, I'm gonna,
So timely.
I'm gonna go back as far as the 90s. That's as far as I go.
18?
One of the one of my favorite bits was when Letterman did that bit with the cab drivers and the popcorn. That's got to be on YouTube somewhere.
Oh my God, I don't remember that bit.
Yeah, it was
sadly.
But it shows you. I mean, even Chris Rock. I remember when he did the Oscars maybe 10 years ago, and he made some joke about Jude Law or something, like being in a bunch of some actor was like, wow, this guy's in everything, was the joke he was making. He
Right.
had nominated a bunch of things. And then
Not an offensive joke
Not an
by
offense at
any
all.
stretch of the imagination.
and Sean Penn gets up there and goes, I'd like to say to our host, Jude Law is one of our best.
One of our
Oh,
finest
shut the
actors.
fuck
Like,
up.
what is wrong with you? And this is like, okay, yeah,
Because
this is why people
because
hate
it's a
Hollywood.
geranium of self-importance and nonsense. That's what the Oscars is. It's this. There's no. I bet there's not even any air in the room. They just breathe coins. I mean, it's
Yes.
like, oh, what the fuck? And not coins. Actually, none of those people have seen fucking coins in years.
Yes, they
So I
breathe
mean,
it.
again, it's just an out of touch dinosaur. But that's what it's always going to be.
And that's and
You'll always have a cake on your birthday.
And the other thing
You'll always
about
have
it
the
too
Oscars in
is
March.
I really think at some point the Oscars have said, this is what we are. This is what we're going to be. We're not going to change. We're not going to try to become more relevant. What they tried to do to become more relevant was to add more best pictures, like to try to get it to
course.
10, to
And they
actually
always get
get
to 9
more
for
people to
some
watch. And it's always 9. The other thing that they,
But I'm going to stop you real quick because you're probably right. They said those things, but absolutely with 100 times more defiance than you're lending that phrase. We're not going to change.
Yeah.
We're going to do what we want. I guarantee you, they think they're doing nothing wrong, pal.
Right,
They
right.
think this is what everybody loves us, and this
Yeah.
is what we're supposed to do.
yeah,
And they're not. I mean, they have to be looking at every year. The ratings are lower than the year prior.
yes.
People are the
Well,
movies.
that's a lot of cord cutting and all that nonsense.
And the
too. A
bean
lot of people
counters
leaving
too are
TV,
probably looking
period.
at
Right.
it though. You know, it's live TV, but
but
you're
also
still getting
ticket
millions of
sales,
people.
like the big blockbuster movies are doing. The tentpole movies are doing
They're
well,
doing
but
just
overall,
fine.
people are not going to the movies as much as they were.
Well, the
overall
whole
movie
paradigm
attendance
is
is
ending. I mean, it's just-
overall movie attendance is down.
You're
going
going
to
have to start with same day release eventually. You know what I
and-
mean? Where you can put it in people's houses as well as in the theater at the same time because you got it's. I mean,
I
'cause
think
Netflix
that's-
is killing you.
I think
Yes.
that's where we're moving.
Yeah.
I do. Now, one of the things that they also said that for the lower viewership, and I don't believe this, is that because a lot of these Best Picture nominees didn't make a ton of money. Like there were not any like blockbuster movies like a Dances with Wolves or something that made, you know, a ton of money.
Yeah.
And I think that's an excuse. I don't really believe that. I think it's more the Oscars that people just aren't interested in, not necessarily the films.
Well, they've been they've been saying that a lot since Dark Knight was nominated, because people tuned in. That show did have. I think it had a pretty good audience, but then everybody's like, well, that's why you got to nominate these movies. This is what people like, so that's what'll get you viewers. And so now every year they always take them to task and go, well, you didn't nominate any blockbusters, you didn't do any of that, you know, and it's a cop out. I mean, it's just, you know, because
Right.
what do you want? I mean, because go watch the People's Choice Awards if you want to see that. You know what I mean? It's just
Right.
that's not what the Oscars is, has been, or ever will be.
Mhm.